Shouldn't surprise you today, but there's a lot of eating that happens in this podcast.
And I mean, going into Monday, honestly, I forgot tomorrow's Fat Tuesday.
Me too.
So I feel like we either peaked and we're done, or we have even more food tomorrow that we just don't know about.
Well, to be honest, even downhill, there would be so much food on the way down that we'd be fine.
Well, we have a little pre-Fat Tuesday Mardi Gras celebration. Regan, one of our amazing listeners in Louisiana.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Louisiana sent us a king cake, a really, really, really good one.
The real deal one.
So we do a food fight with that, and then we also try the McDonald's donut sticks, too, which Obadiah
just on my way in, thought I could contribute.
Just a little something for today.
Mm-hmm. So other stuff in the podcast, you'll hear from Indiana Andy and Simon Pegg and Christmas movies. And we mentioned the food fights. We also talk about what happened this weekend that I was so excited about.
Uh-huh.
And if you stick around to the end of the podcast, you'll find out that I was so excited and yet a little ashamed.
A little disappointed about being so excited, but it's fine.
It's fine. It's all fine, guys. So, hey, enjoy the podcast.
So with the king cake that we had, I put it in the break room.
Okay.
And a king cake is a French tradition of, there's a little figurine of a little baby that goes in the king cake, which comes separately. What do I do with the baby thing? Do I throw it away?
Why
I feel
don't you
like
put
it's
it
a
at your
statement.
desk for a whole year?
And wait until next year? Mm-hmm. Do I just randomly put it in someone's lunch, the next staff lunch we have, and then they're the one who has to take care of the king baby cake? Well, I just didn't know. I felt bad throwing it away, but it's a little plastic baby.
I'll tell you what I would do with it.
What's that? Baby with the bathwater or something? Isn't that a phrase? I just feel weird.
Actually, that would be a great Instagram post for you. Put the baby in like a big thing of water? And just be like, crap. I threw the baby out with the bathwater.
Or if he's in the toilet, like in the water, like he's in the bowl, he just fell. But that would be bad. I won't put the baby there.
A picture of him floating in the toilet.
Yeah.
And just your Instagram is like, should I be concerned?
What's going on? I don't know. I'll put him in the break room, too. I'll put it with a cake. If someone wants to take the little plastic baby, they can.
Do you think it would be weird if somebody did?
No, I don't think so. Yes, I do. Yes, now that I said that.
I mean, like, if we left a little plastic baby in the break room and we came back and it was gone, it would just be like, all right.
Well, as long as the cake was gone, too. Like, as long as they ate the cake and took the baby with them.
They took the baby and left the cake.
Unless they leave us a little ransom note.
If you want to see a baby again, make sure there's another cake on this table tomorrow.
Put 10 more cakes in. Does anybody want the baby from the baby cake?
Don't ask the podcast. Now everyone wants it and no one can have it.
No one can have him.
That's the way it works.
Well, thanks for listening today. Have a great Monday and get prepared for Fat Tuesday tomorrow.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
It's the riot.
The Worst of the Riot box set is now available nowhere because we know you wouldn't want it anyway. It's The Worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Now, I didn't bring a Twinkie.
But you brought something in a bag.
I did. I remembered this morning as I was passing the Golden Arches. I was like, don't they have donuts there?
They have is it the donut sticks? Or
the donut sticks. You want one?
Yeah, thank you.
Let's try it. What's little donut sticks between friends?
Are we just gonna eat them? Do they have sugar on them? Powdered sugar and cinnamon like a churro?
That's what it seems to be.
They smell good, don't they?
Actually, I think a churro is a really good way to describe that.
Mm-hmm. Just not as doesn't have the structure of a churro.
It does not, and it's a little flakier. It's not as dense.
How many do you get in a pack?
6.
6 of them. That's a lot.
So I'd say 3 and 3.
I think these could have a little bit more cinnamon and sugar on the outside of it, but I mean, this is the new McDonald's donut sticks.
I was surprised by how quickly they were able to hand them to me because I thought, I want to order these donut sticks.
You're going to sit out front, going to sit and wait.
Yeah.
But those are good.
And instead, they came through that. That's all right.
I had the other week the Burger King funnel fries, and they're different. Like those you can only get. The donut sticks you can only get in the morning from McDonald's. Mm-hmm. Not an all-day thing. The funnel fries aren't like a breakfast thing. Those were so not good, the ones that I got.
That's too bad.
That I was like, I don't think these are going to be good either. But these are actually really good.
Hey, speaking of Burger King, I don't remember what day it was last week, but I kept meaning to tell you. There is a brand new Burger King near us. Like, it's not too far from us.
The one over there?
Yes.
As we point, but you guys can't see.
I hit their drive-thru the other day. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. It was like
Good or
visiting
bad?
Burger King corporate.
So fast.
It was so delicious that I was just like, if I would have known the food was going to be this good, I would have ordered more of it.
Burger King can be a coin toss.
Massively
sort of thing.
hit or miss.
It can be very much hit
Mostly
or
miss.
And that one is a new one, so they still have time to have hits.
That's all I can think is that it's new, and I need to get back over there while it's still new.
Before it ruins itself.
Because, I mean, it was one of those things where it's kind of like if you can find a KFC that's really good. A lot of these fast food restaurants, if you can find them and they're serving the food as it's really meant to taste, it's good. And that burger...
Suddenly then with KFC, you have no problem saying like KFC chicken's good,
Right.
which you don't normally always say.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude, that Burger King, I was just like, what is going on? I wanted to drive back around and be like, listen, I just want you to know.
Just clap as you roll on
you're
by.
You're doing it. You're doing it, guys.
Well, thank you for bringing in the McDonald sticks.
Yeah, and then I have some, if you'd like a napkin, I have some of those.
Thank you. We also have something else for a Riot food fight, but are we doing that later or tomorrow? I don't know how long it'll last. I think we're supposed to have it today.
Okay, well, why don't we'll explain the big box I found this morning when we came
cereal.
in. It's not.
It's finally not cereal.
Imagine that.
The Riots turn it down and rip the knob off. RadioU.
I wasn't expecting to have such a huge announcement to start out the show today, Nikki,
But
I just want to go ahead and call Meredith Grey and the cast of Grey's Anatomy. Come on down, guys. Come
hey,
on.
all of you. There's a lot. It's
There's like
ensemble.
a billion of you by now, right? Grey's Anatomy, as of last Thursday, has become the longest running medical drama in TV history. It used to be... Okay, guys.
Thank you so much.
Enough.
You can go home now.
Yeah. It used to be ER, but on Thursday night, they had their 332nd episode.
Which was enough to pass ER?
Mm-hmm. And so now, Grey's Anatomy, we can shut it down now, guys. Just go ahead and stop now.
I do think certain shows they keep on because... You know, it gives them something, obviously, for whatever night it's airing that's got some history to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it beats these mile markers.
Right.
Which I don't know if that really helps them in the long run for, like, what is it when...
Syndication?
Syndication, yeah.
Well, they say you need 100 episodes to syndicate. Mm-hmm. They're up over 300 now.
But now do they get to charge more? Is it just an honor thing? I'm not sure.
It can have its own channel now. It's like the Grey's Anatomy channel. Nothing but Grey's Anatomy all the time. You could at least put that on Pluto TV. It would be fine.
I did watch when I was younger a season of it, and then I just remember checking in, and it was like, well, no, that person, no, they're dead, or no, they're gone, or they're back, or they're this or that. No one was with each other that was in that first season. Everything was always trying to be changed up because they have to create drama.
You'd have to.
Yeah, you have to keep going with it. It was a little sad to watch, though.
The sad part is, for most people, what ends up happening is that your life, you have a little bit of drama, whatever decisions that you make in the middle of the drama, and then it's that way until, like, your grandma and grandpa and, whatever. That's the way that usually plays out. So you got to keep rotating in people and their drama.
Well, I just couldn't handle it anymore. It's like, I need a show that doesn't have this much drama.
Well,
not for this long.
If they didn't have that drama, the show would be over.
It would go away.
There'd be nothing there.
I guess congratulations to Grey's Anatomy for having more episodes now, the most of any medical drama.
Yeah, so you can spend your life trying to, make up for it. Oh, and also Tim says nothing was as good as House.
Oh, yes. Okay, that was a medical drama, too.
Yeah.
Was that one with, wasn't he the mean doctor?
Hugh Laurie, I never watched it.
Gosh, thanks.
Not even one time.
Forgot about that show.
Lots of people talked about how great it was, but and then it was like, what is the disease it always was? It was like something, and then it was always some disease. Never mind.
What's worse than finding grounds in your coffee? Finding grounds in your coffee while listening to The Riot. It's the worst of The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, I have here a message from Andy on Facebook. Mm-hmm. He says the following. Good morning. So I come to you today as a podcast listener asking you to do me a favor.
Of course, Andy.
Is it possible that you can do a call out to everybody named Andy? Because you seem to have a lot of people with my name that respond to stuff.
And he always thinks it's him.
And I think to myself, I didn't say that. So could we get a more organized system for all the Andys that respond to you guys?
That's a very good idea, or maybe a Facebook group or something, because we don't give last names.
We don't.
So you just all have to be Andys, unless we start saying like Andy R.
Well,
or wherever you're from, we can at least put it with that.
He says, I'm calling dibs on Indiana Andy.
So he's Indiana Andy?
He wants to be Indiana Andy.
Well, is anybody else Andy right now?
Well, if you're an Andy, you can go ahead and text or hit us up on Facebook. And Carl, you're not an Andy.
Well, he can still text something else, but otherwise Andy's.
Okay, so just a shout out to the Andys there.
That's really cute.
I also want to say hi to Tim. He got a brand new speaker at work this morning.
Nice, Tim.
He sent us a picture of it. It's nice. Jerome, who says he's been gone for a week, but he's back now.
Gosh, he missed the best week of the riot ever.
Mm-hmm. And then Scott, who texted to ask if we'd ever found the Nilla banana pudding. Hey, Scott and everybody else. Not only did we find it, but we taste tested that last week.
We did a riot food fight with the Frosted Flakes Lucky Charms and the Nilla banana pudding cereal. And that is up if you go to Radio U Riot on our Facebook page or if you join us on our Radio U Riot YouTube channel.
Oh, Nikki, we've got an Andrew from Circleville.
Hello, Andrew.
So, I mean, you could have Indiana Andy and Andrew.
That counts, too.
I feel like that's unique enough. Like, so we've got those nailed down.
Can text anytime you want to, no matter what your name is, 877-2-RADIO-U, or if you message us at Radio U Riot on Facebook, we'll see it there, too.
If you were offended or disgusted by anything Obadiah said this morning,
if you weren't so dumb, I might be offended.
You must be new. You'll get used to it. The Riot on Radio U.
So, Nikki.
Yes.
My weekend.
What did you do?
I'll tell you what I did, aside from taking a ton of Pepto and laying on the couch. I also...
Just throw that out there.
What?
Just say, like, that's not our medical alert thing or...
Well, it wasn't lupus, but I did spend time doing that this weekend. Okay? So I spent the weekend playing the Division 2 beta.
Yeah.
A game that I had, I would say, almost zero interest in. I didn't like the first division very much. Like, it was okay, whatever. And so I just wasn't that interested. Lo and behold, holy crap, I played so much
of the Division 2
beta. I hit the level cap for the beta. I did almost every mission that they had laid out in it. They had this thing called the Dark Zone. I went into the Dark Zone. It's not a metaphor. It's something in the game, okay? Like, it's just
it's
whatever.
Not a warning.
I'm not like, hey,
he was
Nikki,
playing too much.
I was listening to Obadiah on the show, and he said he spent the weekend in the Dark Zone.
What are we supposed to do about it?
Man, can we get him a hotline number or something he can call? It don't need to be like that.
Now, your stomach wasn't sick because of, motion sickness all weekend, was it?
No. I can speak with authority that it was.
Well, I didn't know if the Division 2 was adding to that.
I don't think so. I had so much fun with that beta that I'm buying it. Sold.
When does it come out?
It comes out not this coming Friday, but the Friday after. And again, I had no interest in it. It was just one of those things where who cares, whatever. After a couple of hours, and I played way more than that. I shocked myself because Saturday, what did I do? I basically slept and played the Division all day.
He's been recuperating from being
I've been
sick.
And so I had a blast. And in fact,
do you think you played all the good stuff though? What if?
There is an element of hey,
or is it a high chance the rest of it's going to be just as good?
I hope that they have that the rest of it is good. I can't be sure. But I feel like chances are pretty good.
Forecast show.
So,
well, I'm glad you found it and you liked it.
Loved it.
Nice.
Loved it. And this is the way it's supposed to be. When you put out a beta like this and let people play, the way I feel right now is the way people should feel coming off of it. Unlike, 3 or 4 weeks ago, they did that Anthem beta where I came off of it it worked one time. And then it broke, and then I tried to make it work again, and it didn't. I'm not sure if I had any fun, but they say it's going to be good.
But this one was seamless. This was fine.
Dude, no, I had one tech issue where some sound dropped out, and that was it. If I could have it today,
you would.
That would be for the best.
All right. Well, did anybody else spend time with the Division 2?
Yeah,
all the time over the weekend.
It was free, Nikki.
Okay.
I mean, just for that, I think it might be free for part of today, and then it then it goes away. They're just like, yo, man, the first hit is free.
Now you're hooked.
Now you got to get hooked on that
You're
drug.
counting down for it to come out.
Sure was fun, though.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I'll tell you what, Nikki, something that you're never going to have to worry about, I just know, is that as fans of the show, you're never going to have to worry about me, one, posting a picture of my new 6-pack of abs. And two,
what if you have a transformation? Maybe you would. I bet you could.
And then you're not going to have to worry about, I'm worried about him. I don't know if he's eating enough, because that photo I saw, that just doesn't look really healthy.
Well, he's definitely had a transformation, that's for sure.
We're talking about Simon Pegg.
One of our favorites. Just absolutely love the guy.
Not
all of his movies. Not all that he's done.
He has some real stinkers.
He's got some good ones that are classics. Basically, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and then the Mission Impossible stuff.
Yeah, and I want to throw out there also, Nikki, his role as Scotty in Star Trek.
True. Yeah, I forgot about that.
He's actually quite good.
Quite good in that?
Yeah,
okay, we'll add that to the list. I've not seen it, but we'll add it to the list.
Oh, now see, they keep, for this article where they're showing that apparently on Instagram he showed up his 6-pack. Here's a photo of him from Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Well, you can't pick that one. That was a movie where he did not have to train.
But I'm just saying that I watched Run, Fat Boy, Run, and it wasn't good.
That's true.
It's another Simon Pegg movie that wasn't very good.
Can't put it into the weight we normally go with, but he went from 78 kilograms to 69 with his trainer. And so this was a 6-month body transformation that he did for a movie role.
So wait, he went from what to what?
78 to 69.
So that's 9 kilograms, which is basically 20 pounds.
Pretty much.
Dude, I lose 20 pounds, you guys wouldn't even notice.
Well, for this, he gained some muscle too.
Yeah.
He did gain muscle.
So, but what movie is it? Does it say?
Let's see, 6 months of hard work paid off, and he is doing that. No, I don't think they've gone into too many details, but it is for a movie thing.
Do you think it's his new role in, they just said that they're filming the Mission Impossible movies back to back.
I don't
because they're doing 7 and 8.
No,
or
it says
6 and 7?
Simon will play a character named Morgan in a film coming up with Lily Collins and 2 others. So no, this is not for that movie.
Okay.
It's not for Mission Impossible movies.
Wait, in the film, so it doesn't actually tell us
what the film is.
They don't say what it is.
I don't know where it was. Oh well.
All right. He says that it was a lot of working out and some occasional mild grumpiness.
Fans are concerned though because it's such a change, but he's showing the transformation for his movie.
Oh, listen to his fans. Hope you get back to your normal self soon. It hurts to see you so thin.
Is that really a fan then? If he's happy.
I don't know.
But I'm sure he'll go to a more livable version of it.
Adam says that it's a thriller called Inheritance.
Oh, really? Well, he looks good.
Thanks,
That's
Adam.
Definitely a transformation.
You know what, Nikki? He looked good before.
He did. He did.
There was nothing wrong with the way he looked.
Nothing wrong at all.
There's nothing wrong with it.
The riot used to be 3 people.
Please tell me we're not discussing video games again.
The other guy didn't make it. It's the riot.
Sometimes you feel like when you're reading the news, there's a story, but it doesn't tell the whole story.
Oh, you're not getting the whole picture?
Right. But I feel like reading this story that the little details that exist between the lines, I feel like they begin to tell themselves. Like, the more you hear about it, you're like, wow, that's crazy. So we've got a woman who was arrested for throwing a phone at another woman.
Yeah.
Okay, so she throws the phone hits the other woman in the head. The woman is bleeding. She calls the police, and the police end up,
they come and arrest her?
A domestic violence charge or something like that. I don't know. This is in Maryland, by the way. So there, you just hear that and go well, that's pretty rough.
People are fighting. And then when you start unpacking it more.
So let's see how the story goes as we add a detail here and a detail there. So the women were fighting because one of them wanted to go to a yoga class.
Oh, our health is important.
And it's the one that threw the phone that needed to go to yoga. So what do we see? We got a lot of emotion.
Anger.
We got a lot of angry stuff going on right there. Now let's get another detail, Nikki. The woman that wanted to go to yoga was unemployed. So how is she paying for yoga? We don't know. Okay.
She's in her 30s.
She's 30.
That's in her 30s.
Okay. She was unemployed. She threw the phone at her mom.
Oh, there's the big one.
Whom she lived with.
Yeah.
Who refused to take her to yoga.
Isn't it? When you really put it all out, it just makes it sound even worse. It's like your mom wouldn't take you to yoga. You're 30 and you don't have a job.
Okay.
So
listen.
That's why she threw the phone at her mom.
Lots of people have been there. You move back in with your parents. You need a job. My thing is looking at this. I'm like, that's a time for gratitude, for thankfulness. Like, guys, thank you for allowing me to come back.
If you can't go to yoga, you just can't go to yoga.
It's just that day. You pull up a yoga YouTube video.
Yeah, you're at home. That's a smart point.
You just go in there.
And I think when I read it, the mom was nice enough to not call the cops on her right away, but I think it got worse, and she called the cops on her later.
Yeah. So Nick says, "Mom, you're unbalancing my chi."
See, that works too. Just screaming at your mom because she won't take you to yoga.
Oh, you just feel like there's a lot. I feel like that's all the details we have.
Yeah.
That's all we have. But I feel like there's a lot of details we could fill in.
I feel like I'm only getting a very quick snapshot of what their whole life must be. A lot of yelling, a lot of moms, a lot of yelling at mom for not doing something for you while you are not doing your job.
You know, you're 14, you yell at your mom because she won't take you to the mall. I get it. It's like there's a lot of different things. You're 6, you're mad because your mom won't take you to the McDonald's play place. Okay.
But we grow from those, and we're supposed to not do that anymore.
But you shouldn't be 30 throwing a phone at mom because she won't take you to yoga.
And not just tossing the phone, but you threw it at her to where she really was. They said she was covered in blood. You did that to your mom. Way to go.
Your mom, dude.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Well, Nikki.
Staring at the cake, aren't you?
Yep.
We had an amazing listener from Louisiana. We were talking about a king cake a few weeks ago, and she sent us what would be a real king cake from Louisiana. And I guess the place she got it from, if you look at the side of the box, there's tons of flavors.
Yeah.
Tons of flavors
Actually,
of
let's
this.
see. I'll tell you.
So I thought the cake has maybe a couple, but she wasn't kidding when there's lots of choices.
You can get cherry, Bavarian, raspberry, pineapple, lemon, blueberry, strawberry, apple, praline, pecan.
That sounds good.
That's an interesting one. Cinnamon, chocolate, and cream cheese. And she sent us cream cheese, which is a great choice.
That was a good one.
I was thinking, what? You think an hour from now we
Yeah,
could
it's
go
fine.
ahead? We could have our very own Mardi Gras celebration.
Tomorrow's Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Are you going to do Lent this year? Are you going to give anything up for Lent?
No, I just always know it's Lent when all the fast food places have their fish sandwiches back.
Yeah.
So that's the season of it. Mm-hmm. But Lent is where you give something up for those days leading up to Easter.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people give up
days.
meat, like red meat.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day. They're like, yeah, I gave up sugar for the whole year. That was
The
their New Year's.
year?
The year.
Oh, wow. The whole resolution.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, sugar's in everything. Are they talking no added sugar? Or
I don't know. I didn't get real specific because I heard it across a crowded room kind of thing. But I was
didn't
just
want to sound like you're eavesdropping?
wait, what? And then wait, what do you do when you eat something and your body turns it into sugar? But that's okay because
It's different.
your body's
It's
processing
not like having
it.
a king cake. I mean, that would be an obvious no.
It would?
Well, yeah, that's all sugar.
It's not all sugar.
It's pretty much all sugar.
Yes, it contains sugar, but so does water from the tap.
But it's the Mardi
That's
Gras
what I
cake
heard.
that has the little baby plastic baby in it, and you're supposed to have good luck if you cut the piece
And find
that
the
has
baby.
Should we each just cut a random piece and see if any of us gets a baby?
Yes, but then I also think that you and I should keep eating until we find the baby.
We don't have to eat it. We can just mush around it. Just see where he is.
Well, I don't like where you're going with that. That seems wasteful.
Okay, we won't
But
ruin
if
it
we
for the
keep
rest.
eating, as long as we're eating it,
It's not wasteful.
yeah, it's fine.
So in about an hour, we'll do the king cake for Mardi Gras tomorrow. But we'll go ahead and celebrate it today. And if you want to join us at Radio U Riot or Radio U on both of our Facebook pages, we'll go live so you can watch us in the studio.
You've got to hand it to Obadiah and Nikki. Anyone can eat junk food all day.
Where's my food?
But they've figured out a way to get paid for it. The Riot on RadioU.
It snowed a lot in Oregon over the last couple of weeks. I've got family there. They've gotten almost 3 feet of snow, and they don't normally get very much snow where they live, but they have been absolutely buried
this year so far.
Yeah, it's been crazy. And so the tale of this guy that lives out near Bend, Oregon, and I say out near because Bend, Oregon is in central Oregon, and that out there is what they call the high desert. And people that live out there, I mean, Bend is a city. There's like a little tri-city area, but the cities are like 40 minutes apart. And then, like, as you're driving between cities,
nothing.
Nowheresville.
Yeah.
And again, when I say city, think town.
Is that the better word?
City's not the right word.
City's too big of a word.
Burg. Ville. Something like that. It's a town.
Sure.
So I can see how this happened to this guy. His name is Jeremy. Last Sunday, he and his dog, Allie, decided to go for gas for his Toyota 4Runner. And so they went out to get gas and never came back.
Did he get caught in between one of the burgs, one of the cities?
He got caught in a snowdrift. Mm-hmm. And here's the part that to me is just like, wait, what? So he just decided to go ahead and sleep in his car
to wait.
Sunday night.
I never know what you're supposed to do. They say you either stay with your car or you're supposed to, like, do you leave and go try to find help or do you stay where you're at and wait for help to come to you?
He said that he was just like, you know what? We'll just, like, in the morning. Like,
deal
we'll
with
get
it
out
in the morning,
whatever. And he said when he got up in the morning, he tried to walk out and he couldn't. The snow was too deep. They couldn't get out. So he and his dog just went back to the car and they stayed there for 5 days.
And he lived. He said that they survived on by like staying warm by he would just start his car every once in a while, warm up the car, and then shut the car off. So there's that. And then he also had some Taco Bell sauce packets. Was it at the fire ones?
I guess.
Is that the spicy one or is that the normal one?
I think fire is the spiciest.
The spiciest
that they have at Taco Bell.
I think they mentioned it was like the fire sauces. Man, he had a cleanse then for those 5 days. He had some cleansing.
You know what? It cleaned him all out.
But his dog and him were fine?
Yep, they're all right. Like they picked him up. Somebody in a snowmobile spotted them, checked on them, and then radioed in for help from
to get the car out,
like Oregon Fish and Wildlife or something, and they came out and got him out of it.
That's why they say even if you're not in an area where there's like snow or something, you're still supposed to have a little something in your trunk.
Supplies.
Yeah, a little bottle of water, some snacks, maybe a blanket, just something in case anything were to happen.
Man, a flare, an emergency radio or something like
or Taco Bell sauce packets.
Yeah, some sauce packets.
And just in case you get hungry.
Well, just think about it in terms of you're at the drive-thru and they're like, do you want any sauce? And I'm always like, no.
Yes,
I should start
you do.
saying yes.
You want that?
Yes, because I'm going to need to put it on the snow later so I have something to eat.
Well, come on, Taco Bell. Your turn to step up and, like, provide this guy with, I don't know, a year of food or something.
Easily.
You need to connect with him.
They do. Like, this is a complete missed opportunity. They need to be like, you know, this is your Taco Bell survival pack.
Or, like, he gets free food if he just uses the drive-thru. Like, he can just have that with his car.
There's got to be something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? We're going to workshop this, and Taco Bell, you need to get on it because the only other thing that you guys have going for you is cleanses and dysentery. And
no, they don't get too much bad press.
That's because they pay to suppress it.
They do. That could also be true.
They have people they call fixers out in the community that when, you know, you have a problem, they visit you at your house, you sign an NDA, and you get free food.
Your morning, but without yelling, laughing, or music.
Don't deprive me of that.
We wouldn't dream of it. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, how important is your health to you?
Well, since I just talked about eating a king cake coming up. I mean, it's obviously very important to us.
You know, Nikki, you got to start thinking about your health as not just being your physical health, but it's like a total package.
Emotional, mental, yes. Sure,
right.
absolutely.
Even spiritual. So you're going to eat the king cake and then be blessed by the king. So that's
the baby and the baby cake.
It's all going to come together.
It is. It's my year.
You got This is it.
This is it.
This is my year, baby. This is my year.
I'm finding the baby and the baby cake.
Recognize.
So, yeah, it's very important.
Okay. I'm looking here at the story of Fabian. who for the last 3 years has just had the most unbelievable success. He says that he's feeling healthier, happier, and smarter. And here's what I love. He's the kind of guy where they're like, doctors hate him.
Why?
Because of this one trick he uses.
Oh, is he saying like this is how you can have a long life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get one side or the other. You get someone who's like, it's whiskey and cigarettes, and that's how you have a long life. And then the other is like, it's kale and quinoa, and you don't know which one to choose.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, Nikki, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, what's his trick?
Are you ready?
We're ready.
Are you sure?
We are ready, sir.
All right. So,
Tell it to us, Coach.
He drinks his urine.
Oh, no, one of those? Yeah, that's picking up speed.
That's the part that concerns me.
That's start to become more popular than before.
I feel like we're reaching a point where we're like anything. We're just anything. We're like, oh, yeah, I wasn't feeling so good. So I started drinking my urine and it's like, I'm doing great now.
Here, I don't want to gross people out, but this is what I'm truly the most horrified about is we can't as a society stay still. We always move in a different direction. So
this is called the slippery slope argument.
It is. And it's same for like, why should this drug be like available and free and then not that? Like it's a slippery slope of you might think one thing's okay. But then as everybody starts doing that, then the lines of what the next thing that used to be, I couldn't possibly, becomes okay too. I'm just afraid about the other number that people have when going to the bathroom. And I don't want to see that be like, well, I just did that. I can't even say it.
Stop there. Don't say it.
I can't even say it. But if you go back 5 or 6 years ago, we would have been like, drink your number one. No, we couldn't have done that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that's revolting.
We need to be not okay with some things.
Yeah, it is true. Because I do feel like more and more people now are like, well, I've tried just about everything else.
Why not?
What's one more thing, right?
That worries me.
I mean, it's fine.
People say it's good for like your... I don't even want to say it.
Okay, can I say this?
I don't want to teach people any of this.
If it's good, then why...
Doesn't it stay in you?
Doesn't it stay... Yes, right there. Well, your body's just like, oh, we got to get rid of all this
your
stuff.
Your body wants to get it out.
And
why?
you're like, nah, bro, get some more.
Don't know. Don't want to think about it.
I mean, that's the whole point.
And if you are someone who agrees with it, you need to disclose that if you're going to date anybody or just a heads up.
I'll give you a heads up. That's a deal breaker.
That needs to be first date
That's
knowledge.
a deal breaker.
Right
like,
there.
If you tell me you're like, man, your skin is so lovely. Well, I've got a secret. Do you want to know what it is? You're like, I do. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. You wait here. I'm going to call an Uber for you, and I'll be gone when it gets here.
We're leaving. Erica texted, said, drinking, that's a terrible idea since, your urine is your body's process of getting out the toxins and waste from it. So, yeah, we all agree it's a bad idea. This guy doesn't think it's a bad idea.
I want to go back to this. Who was first?
Oh, to try it?
Who was first? Because.
And I don't, even if they said, oh, it'll make you live forever, don't care. Don't want to live forever then.
Can you guarantee it?
Are you for sure? How well will I live
Am I going to be healthy, live forever? Or like I'm laying in a bed, I can't do anything?
And is it just one time that you drink it or how often are you having to drink it? And it's one thing if you're stuck somewhere for like 2 months and it's that or die. Yeah. I don't know.
No, we're talking about for fun.
For fun.
This is funsies.
Think Obadiah owns too many video games?
Get us out of here! Roger that!
Well, maybe you'll think differently when... Okay, you're right. There's no conceivable scenario where anyone needs that many. The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, I have here, right here in front of me, the secret to happiness.
It is what?
Wise men have sought it. Women have not only crossed the globe, but gone into space itself, just trying to find that thing that would satisfy on the inside. And it's been with us the whole time.
What is it?
This is the headline. I'm just going to, it's just right in the headline, okay? Studies prove major health benefits for people who watch Christmas movies all year.
Hey! even though since it is just newly March, I traditionally don't watch Christmas stuff around this time. It's a little sad because you're so far away from the actual time, but that's good to know. That could be helpful for us.
So here we go. Here's how.
Hallmark needs to jump on that.
You think Christmas in March?
I bet you that's brought to you by Hallmark. Look at the bottom. Who paid for that study?
You actually have to wonder at some point.
Big greeting cards did?
When does Hallmark just have the Hallmark Christmas movie channel?
I'm surprised they don't.
Because, I mean, did they make...
They have enough movies.
Like, they've got hundreds, right?
Oh,
I mean,
no. I bet you more than that.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, from all the years.
Hallmark Christmas movie channel. Sells itself, guys.
It does. People would pay for that.
Okay, so here we go. This article pulls together 4 different studies that have almost, excuse me.
You still want the Christmas music? I took it down. I took it down. I did. Sorry, you want it back up, everybody?
I mean, were you?
Why? I thought we didn't need it anymore. Still want the Christmas music.
You know, I got to be honest, Nikki. Sometimes.
Did I kill Christmas?
Sometimes I just don't understand you at all.
I don't know. I just thought I wanted to hear you.
I don't understand you at all.
It's hard to pay attention to you when there's Christmas music.
Okay, well, I am the most important, so I'll go ahead and stop it.
I want to make sure you had your time.
I love this article so much. Half of what's on the internet is just people like, I don't know, write something. This is a woman that has put together 4 studies that have essentially nothing to do with her premise. It's just 4 things that show that people get happy with Christmas stuff.
So then she's just making it connect?
Her conclusion is, see that these people are happy from the Christmas stuff? Then you can be happy anytime as long as you're having Christmas stuff.
Makes sense.
That's
her whole article right there.
That's
her whole
the
study.
whole thing right there. Amazing.
Well, I don't think it doesn't sound wrong. It sounds like it could be possible.
So listen, there are 2 pullaways, at least as far as I'm concerned, from these articles. 1, Christmas makes you happy, so Christmas all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2, if today you have a paper or you have something due and you just feel like you don't have any ideas at all, look, all you got to do is just group a bunch of other people's ideas together. Boom, you got a paper.
You got a whole channel out of it.
No big deal. You're fine. And since Christmas makes Nikki and I a lot happier, what do you say, Nikki? You want to play a Christmas song?
What?
You just want to go and play one now?
I mean, it's March. It's March.
Oh, but it's Christmas in my heart.
Well, yes, and that is where it needs to stay snuggled and all safe and sound.
Okay. Well,
on this warm, not Christmas night.
So let's just remember which one of us wanted you guys to be happy and which one didn't.
Turn it up loud enough and your neighbors will call the cops. Because it's obviously a cry for help. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U. The riot. Food fight.
So it is the riot.
It is.
This food fight is brought to you by, we think her name is Regan or Reagan. She's in Louisiana, and she was so nice to send us one of the world famous king cakes. She wanted to make sure we were set with a king cake for Mardi Gras is tomorrow. We don't think the cake would be as fresh tomorrow, so we're having it today.
Yeah, we did decide to cheat a little bit and do Mardi Gras today.
Well, we want to make sure that any Mardi Gras stuff we have available the day open tomorrow for punchkis or anything that might happen to, drop by the studio.
Certainly. So what we have figured out is that traditionally inside this cake, there would be a little baby, and then the person that found the baby would be king for the day. And This is in celebration of the 3 wise men coming to find baby Jesus. And so whoever would find the baby would be the king.
So basically also if you get the baby, like you're not supposed to, so it's one of those cakes you should treat, like whenever you see a movie and someone's proposing and they put like the jewelry in the cake, you're supposed to eat carefully so you don't eat the baby. He is plastic. But you also get like the year of luck out of everybody.
Okay. So we kept the baby out, though you'll see that Nikki has him.
Hey, guys. I put him over there.
And I didn't wear my beads because we both felt like I looked like an old woman.
When you wear them. It comes with the cake, comes with the baby, and then 2 necklaces, two Mardi Gras beads.
You guys see what you think. Like Nikki's beads, it looks fine. And then for
like
some reason, when I put them on, it's like...
It just is a little different. You can wear them if you want. It's Mardi Gras tomorrow.
Okay.
So the king cake goes way back. It's an old cake. A lot of people make it for Mardi Gras tomorrow, and then you share it with your friends. Anything that you have regarding Mardi Gras usually is a very dense and heavy cake, and it feels like this is.
If you're watching right now,
I gave you a big piece.
As I tilt it back and forth, it looks like it snowed on top of my cake. That's straight sugar. Yo.
It's actual like grains of sugar, not even mixed or anything.
And then it's got a filling, right? Is that what
it does? And that's what you could pick. There's lots of fillings. Regan chose cream cheese for us. So that should be what's in the middle. Kind of like a Danish.
So dense.
It smells so good, though, doesn't it? So king cake. That's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, it really is.
That's a lot of sugar. Your teeth hurt sometimes. Like your teeth can just feel it, but it's very good. The cream cheese is a good choice in the middle.
That is wild. Like that might be one of the richest things I've ever eaten.
Something.
It's so solid.
Don't you think the cream cheese helps it a little bit? I think it brings it down a bit. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it'd be way too sweet. But it's good. It's better than a punchki. If you have that for Mardi Gras, those are all right.
Well, they got a lot of lard in them.
They do. They absolutely do.
I actually think
there's lard in this?
I do. Because
you think so? Nope.
It's so crazy dense. Like
That's the only way to get that?
I think. I mean, again, I've been watching a lot of the Great British Bake Off.
Hey, proud of you on that.
But I mean,
what do you say to the baby, the big baby cake? The baby in it.
You're such a good little baby.
Is it a good cake? So I like it better than punchkis. That's the only other thing Mardi Gras we've had.
I went to a punchki eating contest one time.
You did?
I didn't participate. I just watched, but it was really something.
All right, well, you gonna finish off your whole piece, or?
Well, I'm definitely going to keep eating it. It's delicious, and I didn't have breakfast yet.
Okay, that's it.
So, I mean...
Well, thank you, Regan, for sending us from Louisiana a king cake for Mardi Gras tomorrow.
Dude, this would be one to, like, show off to friends and family. Be like, hey, we're going to celebrate Mardi Gras. And they'll be like, you mean with the beads? And you'll be like, no, I got something better than that.
We got the little baby.
We got this baby cake.
And you put them in the cake, and then whoever gets that piece has the luck of the year.
Yep.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
That'll do. He's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, happy early Fat Tuesday, y'all.
Believe it or not, the Riot doesn't have an endorsement deal with Nabisco. They just keep talking about all the new Oreo flavors for free. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Listen, life throws some rough things at us, and I'm supposed to sit here and say, you can do it. You can make it. But can we have some real talk for just a minute? You can't. Like, there's going to be stuff that life's going to throw at you that is bigger than you are, is tougher than you are, and that you're going to have a really, really hard time with. Do you know that's okay? It is. It's okay. If you woke up this morning and you said to yourself, I can't do it, I would just like to add a little something to it. I don't want to tell you that you can, but what if you said, I can't do it alone? Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Now we
right?
have some help.
Now we're getting somewhere. There are things in my life I can't do, but I will tell you that God helps me. And it's funny how sometimes God will say to me, toughen up, you can do it. And I was just whining. Like, I've had moments like that. And then there are other moments where God's like, man, I'm here for you and I'm helping you through this. You can't do it alone. Life throws things at us that are too big, whether it's an illness, whether it's a loved one that is gone or whatever, or sometimes for some of us, just Monday. Like it's just more than you can do. Well, guess what? You don't have to do it alone. Right now, God is promising to go with you and hold your hand and enable you to do whatever it is that you've got to do today. He's going to help you. And if you don't have a relationship with him, that's a bummer. You should start one. And let me just hit you with this real quick so you know it doesn't matter whether you think it's big. Whether it's big or small or whatever, you can ask God for help with it. I don't care what it is. No matter how tiny or how big, just ask for help with it and don't do it alone. Say, Jesus, I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. God, it's too big. I cannot do this on my own, and I need help. Fill me with your spirit. Show me how to do this. I mean, God's going to show you how to do Monday, Tuesday, and all the days that come after, because you are not doing this by yourself.
Nikki and Obadiah. Obadiah and Nikki.
Love, hate, hate, love.
All right, everyone in, let's go.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Now, you may say to yourself, I really would like to do that, but I'm going to be in jail this week.
Well, can one plan for that? I don't know.
I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm sure at some points it's a thing. But guess what?
What?
You may not have tried all of your options in avoiding your jail sentence. Sure, you may have gotten a lawyer, a public defender. Sure, you may have asked a good friend to come in as a character witness to tell everybody that this was just a one-off and that's not really how they are, Your Honor, and it was just a little mistake, and oh my gosh. Have you tried appealing to the governor?
You could do that.
Have you asked the governor? The governor can pardon you.
When I first heard this, I thought you were meaning like to Arnold Schwarzenegger, like back when he was the governor, but it's not. It's another governor.
If he was the governor, you would appeal to him, right? But in this particular case...
This is West Virginia.
This is something else you could think about, though, is maybe you feel like the governor is not going to listen to your pleas. Have you ever thought about writing a letter from the governor to the judge that, maybe it's
a forgery?
It's not exactly real, but like the spirit of the law is there.
The heart of it is real.
It's so awesome.
When you look at it, I guess it kind of looks real, but then they're saying once you actually read it, it's pretty obvious. But his name is James Justice II, and he forged a letter from the West Virginia governor that he sent to the jail on his behalf to ask for him to be, or telling him that he would be pardoned and let out of jail.
So it came from the office of the state of West Virginia. Yes, it's misspelled.
This is one of the many spelling mistakes.
Cabinet secretary is misspelled. February is misspelled.
That's a hard one.
And I'll give him that.
That's a weird one.
Because
closing is wrong.
Because it's February.
Hereby. Handed is wrong.
Oh, it's bad.
There's lots of spelling mistakes.
Yeah. And the phone number is handwritten when it should be typed. Though, you know what? I'll give him credit. His forgery of the signature is not bad.
I said that actually seems right, but you could copy that from something else. But everything else had grammatical and punctuation mistakes that show that it was a forged document.
Hey, listen, you know what? Let's give this guy a little credit, okay?
He tried. He was being creative.
First off, he knew the governor wasn't going to let him. And then second, he didn't let that stop him.
He kept going.
He didn't let it stop him. He said, you know what? I deserve justice. And I can fix this.
And official documents like this has West Virginia seals on them, and there were 2 on this forged document, and both the seals were wrong for the document that was going through.
Come on.
So he was convicted of burglary charges, and he's now charged with forgery of public record and forgery of official seals.
That's a shame.
That's a problem. Well, I guess now he's going to stay a little bit longer.
Maybe that was the point. Maybe he was actually like, you know what? I like it here.
And you wanted more time?
Give me some more time.
No, you could do something while you were in the jail. Well, I guess this is something that he did while he was in the jail.
To quote George Bluth, are you doing time? I'm doing the time of my life.
Maybe this is why we shouldn't have like the craft programs or the paper classes or something to where he got this idea to make the forgery papers.
Again, considering that he's in jail, it's pretty good.
Yeah, why wouldn't he have a friend or someone go through it like once over?
Well,
to check for spelling mistakes?
Maybe he did.
Okay. Maybe that was the better letter.
Maybe this is a really good one. Maybe when he got it back, he was like, man, he fixed all the mistakes. There's no way they'll know it's a fake now.
They won't even question this. Oh, wait, those words are wrong, too.
If Nikki sounds a little bored this morning, it's because Obadiah is still talking.
Too much talking, too much talking.
It's the Riot on RadioU.
Talking.
So Monday is a day that is not exactly known for happy feelings, excitement, joy, the start of... I mean, I do know people. I envy these people. I wish I was like them, where they get up and they're like, man, I just can't wait to get started. And they'll work long into the night. I wish I was like that. I envy people that have that drive and that excitement and
There's
whatever.
Some people, when we say, oh, it's your favorite day, it's usually like Thursday or Friday out of the work week. There's some people that say Monday, and I don't understand that.
I've got a friend of mine that told me over the weekend that he just gets so pumped to start a new project.
Okay.
And I'm just telling you.
On a Monday?
I literally told him, I was like, you can't imagine how much I envy you. Like, I wish that I got that excited about anything, actually, but let alone a new project.
What was it, the Division 2? Now, you were super excited about the beta over the weekend. You loved that.
You know what? I wish you hadn't brought that up because that was actually a point of contention in my own heart because I was like,
you showed that excitement.
The only thing you get excited about is video games, and those are a trap, sucking your life away a little bit at a time and taking energy that you could be using towards the furthering of some goal, and instead you're like, look, my gun is blue.
Well,
I have a blue one.
Okay, put that aside, but you at least had a good time with that, and that was a project of sorts.
Boy, I did have a good time.
So you had something.
I have something. You're right. It's a disorder, but let's keep moving on, okay? So according to this research from the University of Alabama at Birmingham, here's what they found. If you are an urban dweller, you work in an office, you're inside a school building all day, whatever, they say that 20 minutes outside at an urban park, and so that would be basically anywhere that you're in the city and you can find some green space, they say that 20 minutes is enough to significantly boost your mood. And so that you don't have to exercise, you don't have to anything.
Just spending time in the park?
Out in the park.
Maybe they assume, though, but by being in the park, you maybe walked there or you're walking around there. So
no assumptions are made.
No assumptions.
It just says, because my thought was, because we're going to run or walk. And it said exercise
gonna
was
run,
not.
Like making a run for it.
Wasn't thinking
home.
that, but
He left. He told us he was going to the park, but he left.
He's out.
There he goes.
So
I think outside time. It depends on where you're at, and it depends on your weather.
Yeah, okay.
And your city setup.
All right.
If you could actually get outside and do that.
Well, you know what? I'm just telling you that you should go out for 20 minutes, and then you'll see a significant boost in happiness. So
now, could you also just 30 minutes leave early, and just then go home and drive past the park when you go?
I think you have to get out.
What if you roll the windows down?
I think you have to go in.
What if you just open the doors, stick a foot out?
You might be able to pull. I see people do this. They'll pull into the park and eat their lunches in their cars.
I see that.
So,
catch up on YouTube, watch a movie while you're there.
I've slept in my car at the park, which feels weird, but I was like, you know what? I have to get away from the radio station. I have to. So I just drove over there. And
that's it.
You just crack the window and
lock the doors, turn the car off.
And then you put a gun on the dashboard, and then you don't have to worry about anybody waking you up. So no one will
bother you?
Yeah.
Depends on which park you're going to.
Just made it weird, huh?
Yeah, you did. You ruined the whole niceness of the other part.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
Mom, you're unbalancing my chi!